Hello everyone. I'm gonna do a brief video here. I'm on the road, but tonight is a very, very special night. We're entering in a very special 48-hour period. This is in the Hebrew calendar, the 12th and 13th of Tammuz. And briefly, this history goes, in 1927, spreading Judaism was a crime in Soviet Russia. But one Chabad rabbi changed everything. Not just for Chabad, but for all Jewry, for every single Jew. So this Chabad rabbi, his name is Rabbi Yosef Yitzchak Schneersohn, the previous Chabad Rebbe. Like we said, his crime was spreading Judaism in Russia. That was a crime. This was the Soviet Union, the communist Russia, which were all based on atheism. And so spreading Jewish awareness was one of the biggest crimes. He was then sent to prison. Initially, it was a death sentence, and that was commuted to 10 years, and then that was commuted to 3 years of exile. And eventually, he was released a few days after that. So all in all, it was just less than a month, his whole imprisonment. And he actually wrote a diary of the moment he got arrested until his release. Incredible detail and the power and the conviction that this previous Rebbe had, not giving in one iota, 1 ounce into the pressures of the regime. And it was an amazing turn of events, and miraculously he was released. Now, as a result of his release, he was able to spread his Chassidic teachings and spread more Judaism outwards. Eventually he had to escape Russia, and he came to America in 1940. He established the Chabad headquarters, the epicenter that would, from there, be the network that would spread the light of Torah and Judaism throughout the whole entire universe, from Brooklyn to New York. In 1991, there was a tremendous miracle that everyone experienced. That was the Iron Curtain collapsed, literally overnight, virtually without a gunshot, no bloodshed. It was a miracle beyond imagination. Russia was known to be probably the only government that was officially an atheist regime. And it's at that time, before the collapse of the Soviet Union, that was the only area in the world which didn't allow Jews to be free at all, to practice religion. And in 1991, we saw a crazy miracle. The whole thing just flipped overnight. And there was an exodus of millions of Jews escaping Russia. And in fact, Russia assisted them to find home in Israel and other places. So the Rebbe explained, the Lubavitcher Rebbe explained that what happened in 1991 was actually a result of what happened in 1927 when the previous Rebbe, his father, was released from prison. That's the breakthrough that eventually we saw the accumulation of Russia being freed. I want to share one amazing quote from a letter that the previous Rebbe wrote on the first anniversary of his release. He writes to all Jewry, he says, "This is not just my personal redemption, but it's the redemption of every single Jew. Not just to the observant, to the scholar, to the Chassidic, but as long as you identify yourself as a Jew, this is a day of redemption for you." So it's an incredible time we're entering in 48 hours of redemption. The reason why it's 48 hours is historically the 12th of Tammuz, which is tonight. He was notified he will be released, but it was actually a legal holiday in Russia, and so technically he couldn't be released until the next day. So it's an extra day of celebration, the 12th and 13th of Tammuz, the Hebrew month. So it's a day of redemption for every single Jew. And this is, the Rebbe said, also the redemption. This is a process for the ultimate redemption. The previous Rebbe, being released in 1927, opened up a channel of redemption for every single Jew, including the ultimate final redemption, which we're awaiting any moment. So harness the energy of the 48 hours coming up. Try to plug into more of our real self, the soul. Learn Torah, spread mitzvot, learn about Mashiach, spread the awareness that Mashiach is literally on the horizon. We have to do our part, and we'll usher it in, hopefully, before tonight begins.